The following is a Tony Lasano podcast, an Opie show on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. This is Free Kicks. We're finally back in the saddle. It's been a few weeks, but both of us have big reports to make from overseas. Are you excited?
Right. Yes, excited.
All right, well, let's do the first one here. This is a clip that will lead us into our show this week.
Salah whacks it in, and Liverpool still have hope. And Mo Salah scores in open play in the Premier League for the first time since the opening night of the season.
Yeah, and I was there for that. Unfortunately, it was not a happy ending. That story and more will be coming up because it's time for
Free Kicks.
Very good.
And now, Free Kicks. Free Kicks with Illinois Youth Soccer Association's Director of Coaching, Adam Howarth, and Rick Kemper.
So we have a lot to talk about this week. We haven't done a show for a couple of weeks because I was in Ireland and London, and Adam was in Germany. So we're going to do two free kick reports from across the pond.
Fantastic, yes.
And now, a Free Kicks report from across the pond.
All right, so let me tell you about my trip.
I'm excited to hear about it.
I'm going to go first. I was in your native land.
Yes, yes.
And we went to see the Brentford versus Liverpool game.
Awesome.
I have a scarf.
Great.
I bought a scarf.
That's good. I saw that. The half and half.
The half and half scarf, which everyone in the stadium hates. But I had Bridget wear it, so nobody gave her a hard time.
That's good. Smart move on that one.
But here's the thing. Brentford, for those of you who are not from that area, is kind of like a outside. It's almost like a suburb of London.
Yeah,
it's
a little
not
bit.
really
Yeah.
part of London as the London that you know.
Yeah.
There's no sightseeing opportunities at all in Brentford.
sure.
There's nothing there.
Yeah, West London. Very west, yes.
West London, yes. And it's also kind of a working class area. It's not dangerous or anything, but it's not really posh, if you will. So we took a train out there, and we walked through the neighborhood, and we were looking for a pub.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. There aren't that many pubs, which
Really?
I was like, what in the world?
Wow.
So there are
Surprising.
really only two pubs that are considered the Brentford pubs.
Okay.
And we went to one of them. And I was just sitting around quietly observing, which I love to do.
Yeah.
And listening to the locals. They're talking about the players that got away. There was a game on TV before our game.
Oh, yeah. This was the later game, yeah.
Yes. It was Manchester United against Brighton. That was the game that they were watching.
Yeah.
And, of course, there's a couple of Brentford players that are on Manchester United now.
Of course.
And the cursing going around. It was just so great. I just felt like I was one of them.
Yeah.
And then I went up to order a burger. They had hamburgers.
Oh, nice,
Yes.
nice.
And the guy making the burgers was from Austria. So
Of course he was.
Yeah. And he said, well, where are you from? I said, Chicago. He goes, oh, a Chicago Bee. Because he thought I was there to watch Brentford.
Yes, right.
I did not have the heart to tell him that I was not there for Brentford. I was there for Liverpool. But then he was very kind. He showed me how to get to the stadium and everything. And we walked the stadium. We were in the 6th row, right behind
That's great.
the goal.
Good seats. Bridget looked after you.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
So the game starts. Brentford scores right away, right in front of us. Then Brentford scores again, right in front of us. And then it's halftime. It's right before halftime, Liverpool scores.
Yeah.
And then in the second half, there was like a really bad penalty kick call.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah. Right.
Which made it 3-1.
Yeah.
And so the whole crowd was chanting. We had a Frenchman on one side who was didn't speak a word of English, was also there to watch Liverpool, and he was like, quietly cheering.
Yeah.
And then next to me, there was another guy who was from Liverpool.
Oh, yeah.
Who was also quietly cheering for Liverpool. And then Mo Salah, that goal that we just played, Mo Salah scores like right, 6 yards away from me.
That's great.
And scores that goal. And I, in my excitement, jump up like, yes! And I look around and I am literally the only person standing in the whole section. I have never sat down faster in my life.
Yes, smart move.
And then Liverpool lost. But
Yeah.
that's my... so we also saw Arsenal Stadium. We saw...
wow, good.
We saw Stamford Bridge.
Yes.
We saw Fulham. So I feel like we got to see...
You got your money's worth. That's great.
Yes.
That's great.
It was a football weekend. if
Yeah,
you will.
yeah, for sure.
We watched a game in a pub. We watched the Arsenal game in a pub amongst all Arsenal fans.
Nice.
And, we were staying in Notting Hill.
Yeah, beautiful
So
area.
That's a nice area.
The famous movie Notting Hill. So funny story.
Yeah.
So the movie Notting Hill is where my dad worked on that movie
Did he really?
back in the day. Yeah, he was a scenic artist, so graphic design and stuff. But the Blue Door, the famous Blue Door that was there when they opened up the door and there was all the mass media people, he painted that door.
Wow.
There you go.
That's pretty cool.
A little ode to my dad. Notting Hill.
So that's my free kick report. Now it's time for another one.
And now, a free kicks report from across the pond.
And this one's in German.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if I can speak German, but I'll try. But yeah, what a great trip. So I was lucky enough to. It was more of a reconnaissance trip, just to kind of check out, working with a great group of people with USYS ODP Europe. So what was interesting was spent a couple of days beforehand. We was able to visit with some different people. I actually went to the DFB. Got you a nice shirt there,
Yeah,
so
thank
you
you.
enjoyed that.
The Deutsche Fußballbund.
And then we was able to, and then I spent the whole weekend at the camp. So they actually have a camp where they bring all the players in. So kudos to Sebastian and Maribel and Tanner and all the people there, all the coaches. It was great to meet everybody. It was just your regular camp. They brought in 100 kids, but the interesting thing is all these kids come from different countries. And they're all stationed on, a good chunk of them on Air Force bases in and around Europe.
Right.
Their parents there. So they're all American kids,
Yeah.
but they all come together.
I
So,
was one of those kids.
yeah, exactly. So it's like one of those things. And not all of them are in the military, but some of them are. And it was just interesting. Oh, where are you going? I'm going back to Naples this afternoon. So I was like, wow, that's crazy. You know, they're going all spread out. And so I just engrossed myself with just kind of seeing what they do, how they do their camp. I got to chat with the coaches, did a couple sessions, did some chats with the players, talk a little bit about how we do things. And really enjoyed the experience. And then was able to go to a couple of games, which was great. And we was talking about that before we got on air. So went to a Fortuna Düsseldorf in Kaiserslautern game. That was the Sunday before I left. For a second division game, one of the best atmospheres I've been to.
Because both of those clubs were longtime members of the first Erste Bundesliga.
And when I was there with Tanner watching the game, he's like, he thought it was only like 25,000. I said, I think there's probably closer to 40,000 at the game.
Yeah.
And they were screaming and shouting the whole time.
For a second division game.
For a second division game, which was good. And then also during the week before, and that was actually the Friday, we actually went to a third division game.
Okay.
So that was kind of cool. So that was Ingolstadt versus Victoria. I'll have to remember the name of it, but I can't forget now. But that was another great little game.
I've got relatives from Ingolstadt.
Yeah. So so it was great. So a third division game, ran about 10,000 people there, which was good. So it was nice. They was able to get some good seats, and we had a little bit of hospitality. So I was drinking some nice Kolsch.
Oh, nice.
The Kolsch was good. I would put that in the highest level.
Oh, yeah.
Right next to my mango cart. I would put that right there. So the Kolsch was good and flowing. So
I was drinking the Fuller's ESPs.
of course you were. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's good. You got to do that. So,
Yeah.
so really want to thank everybody there with ODP, USYS ODP Europe, and it was a really good experience. Great to see everybody, and I'm sure we'll stay connected in the future. So it's good. Yeah.
All right, let's do these once a month.
Yeah, of course. We can do that for sure. Let's see where we're going next.
All right, let's talk about what's happening in the Premier League. Quick check at the top of the table. It's Arsenal.
Yeah.
Right? They're 6 points ahead of Man City. They're 7 points ahead of Liverpool. Is it over already?
I don't know. It's still early. You've only got 10 games played, but I would definitely say that it is Arsenal's to lose.
Yeah.
They've got the players. They've got the depth. They've got everybody that they need to be able to go on and win it. It's interesting because a lot of people were asking, what would you rather win to Arsenal fans? The Champions League, because they look good in the Champions League.
Yeah, they do.
And or the league. And some are going back and forth because, there's only one team in London that's won the Champions League, Rick. So they need to do that. They've won the Premier League.
They've won it twice, by the way.
Yeah, they've won the
Champions League.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
And they've won everything, just so you know.
Yeah.
But
and aren't
Arsenal,
they the reigning world champions?
Yeah, the world champions, of course. But with Arsenal, I mean, it's an interesting one because I think they desperately want to win the Premier League. But I think also the Champions League is also a big one for them because they do get ribbed a lot by the Chelsea fans just because Chelsea's won it and Arsenal haven't. So, but yeah, I think they're obviously a strong bet. Liverpool, coming back a little bit. Hopefully they will try to kind of resurge. And you've got other teams there that are probably in false positions like Sunderland and Bournemouth. But it should be a good race.
I do think Liverpool and Man City have the horses if things fall. Arsenal could blow it. It's not like they've never done it before.
Correct. They've done that in the past. You're right.
And they are good, but they have a pretty difficult go of it. They're in all the leagues, right? They're in the Champions League. They're still in all the other competitions too.
Cups,
so they have to play a lot of games.
Yes.
I know they have depth, but one or two key injuries and they could be in trouble too.
Totally agree with you. Yeah, exactly.
So, and otherwise people are going to stop listening to the show. So we have to say it's still anybody's.
Yeah,
it's still anybody's.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the sackings. There's another one this week. Pereira was axed by the Wolves.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts of that? I mean, they were at bottom of the table, but not exactly giving him a lot to work with.
No, and I think that was part of it. I think it was an interesting one. They gave him a 3-year contract just maybe a couple months before, and then all of a sudden they got rid of him. I think part of it was after the previous game, he came and yelled at the fans. He kind of went out and talked to the fans. The fans are upset. Everybody's upset. It's very, they're very passionate. And then I don't think it's ever worked out for any coach. You can't yell at fans. You can't put down fans. So I think that was a big no-no. And I think
managers and coaches are used to. They're used to yelling at their players, right, and getting them into line. But you can't do that with the fans.
Well, and it's simple as this: it's easier to get rid of the manager than it is to get rid of their players. Right. So that's always going to go.
And they're never going to. And the people that fire him, they're never going to take blame themselves.
Right.
They're never going to. Well, this is my fault. No one ever says that.
Absolutely, of course not. So they still got an interim right now. I don't think anybody's been given the job yet. So we'll see how that goes. But they are in big trouble, bottom of the table, without a win, 2 points. It's not looking good for Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Time for Sam Allardyce to come back.
Yeah, it might well be. It might be somebody. They need a change.
Roy Hodgson.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's too bad for them. He is not the first one sacked this year, though, because there were already 2 sacked by Nottingham Forest.
Right.
And Graham Potter was sacked at West Ham.
That's right. There we go. Yeah. And especially with the Nottingham Forest one. I mean, Ange was there 11, 12 games.
I know.
It didn't take very, very long. And they're second from... I mean, it's interesting. The bottom 3 teams have sacked all their managers.
Yeah.
So, obviously, they know where their issues lie.
Yeah.
But, I think with Sean Dyche's back at Nottingham Forest, I think he'll do a decent job. He'll get them back up the league. And then Nuno already won their game this past week, so that was good for them. So, we'll see how they do.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, let's talk about the Champions League because there have been some great games this past week. Let's take a look at how the English teams are doing. Arsenal is one of only 3 teams that have won all 4 games. Right. So you're talking about them possibly winning the Champions League this year.
Yeah.
They're looking good so far.
Yeah, they are.
The other 2 teams are Bayern and Inter Milan.
Yeah.
All 6 English teams are in the top 12, which means they would all go to the next round.
That's good.
That's pretty impressive. Who did Chelsea tie yesterday?
It's a tough game.
Yeah.
They had to go to Azerbaijan. Not an easy place to go. Baku.
Yeah.
Karabakh. They squeaked a 2-2 draw.
Did you watch it?
I did watch it.
I watched it a little bit of it too. The stands were half empty.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. It was around a track.
Yeah.
The field was a bit rough. There's lots of things. 2,500 miles to get there.
Yeah.
Lots of things against Chelsea.
True.
Hey, to get a draw, we'll take it. And to be fair, Karabakh hasn't done poorly so far. They've got the
true.
same amount of points as Chelsea, actually.
That's true.
But yeah, you would expect
They
them
were
to
not
be
terrible. I watched it. The other team was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, they were okay.
Yeah.
They've got some Brazilians there.
Yeah.
They put some money into the team.
Right.
I don't think they knew they had to if they're going to play in the Champions League. So, it was a little bit of a transition game. One of those things. Not much defense going on.
Right. Well, I think
2-2.
Liverpool lost the game earlier too to like a Turkish team or something.
Exactly. But then they came through and beat Real Madrid.
That's
so there
true.
you go. So not bad.
And that was pretty sweet.
Yes,
That
yes.
was pretty sweet. So my theory this year is that this is Bayern's year. I know I hate to say this, Arsenal, but Bayern looks pretty unbeatable right now.
Right. I'm I mean, obviously coming from Germany and hearing a lot of Bayern talk, they do look very good. Luis Diaz is fantastic, former Liverpool player.
I miss him so much.
And Harry Kane as well. I don't know if I was looking at this. I was looking at Harry Kane's statistics.
Yeah.
107 goals in 110 games for Bayern.
Yeah. He's killing it.
That is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So he is
They
quite the
love
player.
him.
Yeah,
They love him.
I would hope so.
He wears lederhosen. He'll drink the German beer.
Yes.
Yes. He looks like he was made to play in Germany.
Yeah, I guess so. The German love the English, and England's got a German manager, so everything's all out of whack, right? So it's all good, but very positive. But I do agree. I mean, they do look very good. Especially in the Champions League, he's 14 goals, 3 goals against. So they're looking good, and they're scoring goals. So we will see.
All right, let's give you the stat of the week. Everybody knows that Real Madrid have won the Champions League the most. They've won it 15 times. Only 7 other teams have won it as many as 3 times since 1956. Let's see how many of those teams you can name.
Champions League winners 3 times
Since 1956.
Real Madrid, obviously.
Well, other than them.
Other than Real Madrid. So we've got 3 times.
I'll give you, let's see, the countries. There's
got to be an Italian team there.
There are 2 Italian teams.
Right. So I'm going to go with Juventus.
No. Juventus has finished second 7 times.
Okay.
So they're not a closer.
Yeah. Or AC Milan has to be one.
AC Milan, they've won it 7 times. They're the second biggest winner.
Yeah. And then, I want to say Inter Milan.
That's correct.
Yeah, so Inter Milan, So the 2 Milan now.
Then there's one German team.
Well, obviously Bayern. Yeah. Yes.
There are 2 English teams.
Yeah, who've won it more than 3 times.
More than 3 or more times.
3 or more times. So Manchester United.
Yep, they've won it 3 times.
They've won it 3 times. English teams. Well, Chelsea's won it twice.
Yeah.
Who else would have won it 3 times?
Come on.
Yeah, I guess Liverpool.
Yeah,
Liverpool's
that's right.
won it 3 times. Yeah,
that's right. And then there's. I'll give you Barcelona.
Yeah, of course.
Then the last team is not part of any of the 5 big nations.
Okay.
So they're not French, they're not Italian, they're not Spanish, they're not German, and they're not English.
Well, it has to be Dutch.
Oh, very good.
It's got to be Ajax.
It is.
Yes. Yeah, they had a run there for a while, didn't they?
Yeah, and I looked at it. So 71, 72, 73. They won it 3 years in a row.
Right.
Cruyff was there.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And then they won it again in 95.
Yeah.
So that's your
Yeah.
weird stat of the week.
Yeah, and where I was at, actually, in Germany, we were very close. We were in Duisburg.
Yeah.
So we're very close to Holland.
You were.
And shout out to my good friend Jan van Loon. He drove over to say hello to me, which was fantastic. And he lives in Eindhoven, which isn't too far.
Yeah.
So Jan, thanks for coming by and saying hello. We watched some games that day. So that was awesome. Good to see him.
We spent a lot of time in Holland when I lived in Germany.
Yeah.
Because we had relatives that lived in Xanten, which is just right over the border in Germany. And so every time we went there, we'd go to Holland. But,
Right, yeah.
All right. Free Kicks is brought to you by the Illinois Youth Soccer Association.
Illinois Youth Soccer has been proudly serving the Illinois soccer community since 1975. Illinois Youth Soccer is one of Illinois' largest youth sports organizations with approximately 95,000 players, coaches, and referees. Illinois Youth Soccer is a non-profit corporation, official state association, and charter member of U.S. Soccer Federation, U.S. Youth Soccer, and administers U.S. Soccer Federation coaching programs, the Olympic Development Program, and U.S. Soccer Federation referee programs. For more information, go to illinoisyouthsoccer.org.
Time now to guess the Premier League star.
All right. I know you're still a little jet lagged, so I decided to pick
Good.
one that is
Nice and easy?
not that difficult. All right.
Good.
A veteran, a 33-year-old veteran. All
Okay.
right. So he's 33 years old, and he has played professionally in Switzerland, in Germany, and in Spain before coming to the Premier League. He's played over 200 matches for his current Premier League club.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 200 for this club that he's on right now.
Interesting, because I thought Granit Xhaka
Yeah.
immediate, and I think we've already had him already.
We had already had him, so I can't
So
use him.
So he's played there, but 200 games for his current team.
Yes. He's a defender and wears number 5.
And where's he from? Did you give me that clue yet?
I did not, but it's one of the teams, one of the countries that he played in.
Okay.
Switzerland, Germany, or Spain.
Switzerland, Germany, or Spain. Maybe he's playing. Maybe he's Spanish.
Well, let's put it to you this way. If you're playing in Switzerland, you're not from Germany or Spain.
That's true. So, okay. So you are Swiss.
Correct.
So how many Swiss players are playing?
His name has an umlaut. You know what the umlaut is? The umlaut are the 2 dots over the vowel.
Oh, okay. Okay. Man. I thought this was going to be an easy one.
He plays for Foot Locker.
Plays for Foot Locker, so he's black and white stripes,
Yeah.
playing for Newcastle.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my goodness. I'm trying to think of number 5.
There was an early 1960s teen idol that had the same first name as him.
Oh, yes. Okay. All right. So, and you know, it's funny because I didn't realize he was Swiss.
Yeah. What did you
Because
think? You thought German?
I thought he was German or something. I've had him on my fantasy team in
Oh,
the
have you?
past. Yeah. Yeah, because he comes up with some goals, and he's one of those players I think Newcastle would. They like him, but they're like, if he left, well, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right.
Oh, he left? I didn't
Yeah.
even realize. But
It's
he
not
plays every game.
He's not the kind of guy you build the team around, and yet he's like the most reliable guy on the team.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
Fabian Schär is the man.
That is a guy. And
Yeah.
I think we all remember Fabian, the 1960s teen heartthrob.
That was the clue, right?
That was the clue for everybody over 70 who listens to
Yeah,
the show.
there you go.
He had a
Absolutely.
good shot at that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Now time for Adam's Weekend Soccer TV Tip.
We're back. We've got one more week of games, right, for the international break.
Oh my goodness, another international break.
I know.
It's awful.
So we should go back to Europe.
yeah, we probably
Don't you
should. We're
think?
going to take another week off, right?
Yeah, if
So
they weren't
exactly.
putting all the air traffic controllers on
Yeah.
strike.
So games Saturday and Sunday this week. So lots of good ones. It'll be interesting to see how a Spurs Man United early kickoff will do in terms
Yeah.
of that. Would be a good one.
Yep.
Especially Man United now getting into some form.
I know.
Getting into some form.
Not enjoying that.
Yeah, 17 points already, but I think there's really going to be only one game to watch on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's the 10:30 game. Manchester City at home against Liverpool. So
Yeah.
watching your Reds against Man City. This could go a long way to closing the gap a little bit, if especially whoever it is, and especially if Arsenal, they're away to a Sunderland team that's been very, very good at home.
Yeah, that's true.
So if there's a little bit of a break, maybe that 6-point lead might turn into 3. So
and if one of the two wins as opposed to a draw, that they're setting themselves up as the challenger.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I would agree.
The league
it's
title.
A very good point.
So that's a big, big game.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, be a good one. So Sunday, 10:30, should be on NBC. Enjoy the match.
Okay. Well, this show is brought to you by
Green White Soccer.
Green White Soccer Club. And this past weekend, I was lucky enough to attend the Illinois Soccer Hall of Fame ceremonies.
That's great.
And one of our great players and coaches, Kurt Melcher, who you also know
very well,
was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave such a wonderful speech. And we usually do a commercial here at the end for Green White. I'm going to let Kurt do it.
Yeah.
And here it is.
Not just as a soccer club, but as a home. A place where a community can gather, compete, and belong. I played my entire life for Green White, from youth teams all the way through men's teams and even some of the over 40 teams. I've been involved with soccer in Illinois from a lot of different lenses. As a player with Green White, in college where I played Division I soccer at UIC, as a college coach at Robert Morris for over 20 years in Chicago, and as a parent where my kids played club soccer and high school soccer at Laura Marcus. And now I'm back coaching with Green White and the youth program. And I see in my players' eyes, and under 11 and under 13, what I felt all those years ago. That sense of belonging, of being a part of a soccer community, that pride in wearing the Green-White crest, that understanding that when you play for Green-White, you're part of something bigger than yourself. Something that began in 1956 and continues today because people refuse to let it fade. My grandfather and father served as presidents of the Green White Soccer Club. They built something meant to last. And when I look at the Kempers and our recent leadership, I see that same commitment, that refusal to take the easy way out, that determination to honor what came before while building what comes next, building the next soccer community.
It goes on from there, but I thought it was very nice.
Very good. Yeah, I listened to it. It's on Facebook, YouTube, and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So it was really good. Did a great job.
Thank you, Kurt. Also, we have people to thank for this show. We need to thank Tony Lasano with Opie Productions. Thank you, Tony, the executive producer of the show. Ed Silla with the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. Thanks to Ed. Great Talk Radio isn't dead. It just moved to a better place, which is radiomisfits.com. And we're coming back next week.
Of course, yes.
We'll be back next week with a brand new episode of Free Kicks.
The proceeding was a presentation of the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. Find our other great shows on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and at radiomisfits.com. Thank you.
This has been a presentation of Opie Productions.
Tony, can you shut up?